Strength comes from failure. So I got a quote that I'm going to discuss with you today. This is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the quote says, "Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths." The reality is you learn way more from failure in your life than you do your successes. Because when you have nothing but successes like I did in the first 15 years of my life. I mean, I had some setbacks, but it just always seemed like everything kind of lined up. One great opportunity after another. It just perfectly seemed to fall in place. And I had a great career in the mortgage, real estate, and construction industry. And then when I got the idea that I was going to become a full-time life coach, a completely different industry, and basically take what had once been a hobby to help myself and later to help friends, family, and most importantly at the time, my employees who were working for me, so I could help them maximize their income earning potential as well as help the company bottom line, I didn't realize what I was in for. And so, quite frankly, successes kind of make you soft. It kind of makes you feel a little entitled, like everything's supposed to go a certain way. And things did not go. If you read my second book, Mastering Yourself, you know that things did not go the way I expected. And it took me about 4 years to figure out my business model. And when I was in the real estate, mortgage, and construction industry, it just seemed like everything kind of flowed. But starting something completely from scratch, a new industry, completely different business model, and just figuring out the business model was the hardest thing. And it's just like I talked about in 3% Man. This book was a compilation of all of the failures and as well as the successes that I had in my personal life from the time I was a teenager leading up to my mid-30s and figuring out what caused women to be attracted to you and what caused them to lose their attraction for you. And so it was actually the failures that enabled me to learn what worked and what didn't. And with enough time and repetition, because repetition is the mother of skill, I learned what worked and I learned what didn't work. And a big part of what's in my first book, 3% Man, is just getting guys to cut out the behaviors that make them unattractive and to accentuate or display more of the behaviors that make them attractive to women and more masculine, because this balances out the sexual polarity and draws women to you effortlessly and naturally. And so, like I said, success, and just like the quote Arnold Schwarzenegger says, it's when you fail and things don't work, it humbles you. And as Jocko Willink says, be humble or you will be humbled. And I got a big slice of humble pie in my mid-30s. And I remember being 2-3 years down the road and still racking my brain going, man, I still have not figured out the right business model for this business. And it was frustrating. And I went through a lot of doubting myself and wondering what was finally going to work and what it was going to take. And it was through those successes of failures that I basically eliminated what didn't work. And then over time, I started seeing little slivers of hope, little green shoots, if you will, on things that actually started to go my way. And so I did more of the things that worked. And eventually things paid off. And I became obviously a very successful life coach. And I've got my third book now. And it's Quotes, Ruminations, and Contemplations. And it basically takes about 250 different quotes from all the articles that I've written over the course of my career on all kinds of topics. It could be how to get any job you want, what creates attraction, sexual polarity, negotiation, sales skills, health. So what I do is I read the quotes from these individual articles and then I talk about them just like I do here. I share examples and different pieces of wisdom or real world examples of people that have gone through trials, tribulations, and difficult times, because we all have to deal with this. We all have to deal with things not going our way. And the reality is life is hard. It's not all sunshine and roses. And most of your ideas and most of your attempts, especially if you're an entrepreneur, are not going to work. And so you have to get used to failing. You have to embrace failure, and you have to look forward to it. But most importantly, you got to give yourself permission to fail, because people do more to avoid pain than they do to gain pleasure. And most people, myself included, don't like failing, but the reality is you have to accept that it's part of the game of life. And really, failures is the process of elimination of the things that don't work, so you can slowly uncover the little diamonds that do work. And over time, you collect enough of those little diamonds in whatever your chosen field or discipline or whatever activity you're trying to master. And it's like you strain together all those little diamonds and learn what actually works. And so I encourage you, if you enjoy what's in this video, to go get Quotes, Ruminations, and Contemplations, Volume 1. It's available in audiobook, iTunes, paperback format. It's also available in digital format as well as hardcover. And if you'd like to book a coaching session, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.